Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I appreciate today's hearing on stopping the spread of anti-Semitism on American campuses, because we do see a very real problem that is occurring all across the country. Anti-Semitism has been around for a long time, but ever since October 7th, it has come out into the light in a much more shocking and offensive fashion, particularly on our university campuses. And when it presents itself, we appreciate that some of the university presidents are willing to identify those situations and call them out. And when discrimination like this goes through a process that you have on your campus and a violation is determined that it has actually occurred, appropriate punishment is being meted out. That's important that we recognize that as well.
Hey everyone, this is True Voice. We're diving into a powerful clip from a congressional hearing that every American should see. Representative Mackenzie grills the president of Haverford College, Dr. Wendy Raymond, and let me tell you, he did not hold back. Let's watch.
But then accountability for us as legislators is making sure that those institutions that actually go through that process recognize the discrimination that is occurring on their campus, hand out punishment. We want to make sure that that is actually the course of events that's playing out. During the course of this testimony today, two of the university presidents have been very transparent with the aggregate information that they were willing to share about the punishments that were handed out on their university campus. One was not. One has evaded that conversation a number of times, saying that she was unable to provide that information. Under pressured testimony, twice though, you have acknowledged that punishment has occurred. So you have violated your own standard that you would not disclose or discuss any punishments that were occurring on your university campus. So my question to you, to the President, Dr. Raymond from Haverford College, is will you go back to your college campus, collect that aggregate information, we don't need any personal information, and share it with this committee about the punishments that have been handed out from your university to students or others who were involved in this discriminatory practice on your college campus?
Representative Mackenzie, I appreciate your requesting that, and I can commit to our practices around this. We do not share our results of our disciplinary processes on our campus or publicly.
And that's a problem. So that is a problem. You do receive federal money, do you not? In some way, either directly or indirectly through student loans or grants to your university.
We do, in a wonderful partnership with the federal government.
Well, that partnership may be in jeopardy, because if you will not provide transparency and accountability like your other colleagues here, it calls into question your actions on your campus. And so when people are concerned about discrimination that is happening on your college campus, which the list is pretty long at this point, it's very concerning the amount of incidents that have piled up at your college campus under your tenure, and yet you won't share any information about the punishment that has been handed out when discrimination that you acknowledge has happened on your campus, you won't share that anybody has actually been punished for that.
Representative, the effects of what have happened at Haverford on our Jewish students and community are real and deeply troubling to me, and I am in this work, committed to getting it right. We have had many policy changes since October 7th in order to do this work better than we were able to do then. And I commit to that work on an ongoing basis with deep empathy and care for all of our Jewish students, staff, and faculty.
I appreciate that statement, but it is lacking in transparency and accountability about the end results of punishment that are handed out to students and faculty that are on your campus that participate in discriminatory actions. That should just be a baseline for receiving federal funding. You're willing to acknowledge that discriminatory actions have happened on your campus. You're willing to say that we are going to take some kind of action when that does occur. You're going to go through a process, but then you won't actually show those of us that are responsible for providing federal funding that you have actually done anything at the end of the day. So that is a very concerning course of action, and I think it's something that Congress should probably look into, saying that there needs to be transparency, there needs to be accountability, and those institutions that don't want to provide that and want to be evasive in remarks before Congress, want to avoid transparency and accountability in their actually publishing of the results of, in aggregate numbers, the fact that they have taken action against discriminatory behavior. I think that that probably warrants a further investigation. The Department of Education should be looking into that, and ultimately they should be withholding funds from somebody who does not want to provide transparent and accurate information about how they are handling discrimination on their college campus. Thank you, and I yield back.
The gentleman's time has expired. I thank the gentleman. I recognize the gentleman from Washington, Mr. Baumgartner.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Dr. Raymond, how many Americans were killed on?
What we just witnessed in this hearing is a wake-up call. Since October 7th, we've seen a spike in anti-Semitism on college campuses, and this hearing was all about holding institutions accountable. And honestly, it's about time. Representative Mackenzie came out strong, demanding transparency from universities about how they handle discrimination. Some university presidents gave clear, honest answers. But then you have Dr. Raymond of Haverford College, dodging, deflecting, refusing to disclose even basic aggregate data about punishments for anti-Semitic behavior. Let me say this clearly. As an American, I believe in freedom of speech, but I also believe in accountability, especially when taxpayer dollars are involved. Haverford College receives federal funding, either directly or indirectly. That means they're using our hard-earned money to run their institution. So why should they get away with hiding how they respond to hate on their campus? Dr. Raymond said their disciplinary processes are private and that they don't disclose outcomes. But here's the thing. When you admit that discrimination has happened, when you claim to be addressing it, and then you refuse to show any evidence of action, that's not just a policy issue. That's a trust issue. Our universities are supposed to be places where all students feel safe and respected, no matter their religion or background. If they fail in that mission, and worse, if they refuse to prove they're taking it seriously, then yes, Congress absolutely should consider pulling federal funding. That's not political. That's common sense. I applaud Representative Mackenzie for standing firm. This isn't about left or right. This is about what's right and wrong. And any institution that receives federal money owes us transparency. Period. Let me know what you think in the comments. Should colleges that refuse to be transparent about hate and discrimination lose federal funding? Are we doing enough to hold them accountable? If you believe in accountability, transparency, and protecting our values, make sure to like, subscribe, and share this message. We can't stay silent on this. Thanks for watching, and God bless America.